image ya bien te na kopesa ye naza likolo sango ape inga ya lobi napesa ye image la discipline ouais c'est bon mais regardez maintenant c'est bon des fois je t'arrache le tout.
J'ai dit ceci, vous allez filmer les sans-pères seulement lorsqu'il est devant les tapis rouges.
On peut prendre ça. Mais comment on peut... Non, ça là-bas. L'arrivée, ça va. Mais pas. On prend le donner. S'il vous plaît. Pardon. Ici non, tu te fais quoi? On te dit c'est pas voilà mboka sama lukonde. Wario.
Oui, déjà, à ce qui d'ailleurs dans ma on prend des photos.
Ah, mais si vous vous occupez de lui, c'est clair.
Monsieur.
C'est à moi de vous apprendre, mais c'est toujours toi. Non, nous savons toujours toi. Tu es bon emplacement. Vous voyez.
Non, ne filmez pas. Parce qu'il y a d'autres qui viennent la caméraman n'a pas bio à la ticolo. Je vais bouger pour toi. Je vais bouger pour toi. Donc au moment où je veux ma petite chose imagine ça
Si, il n'est pas encore arrivé, monsieur. Vous l'avez vu? Non, mais vous allez faire le point. Vous allez faire le point. Vous voyez, sa délégation pour le
on peut prendre.
Oui, ça.
Où est-ce que chef? Moi, j'ai plus que ça va compliqué.
Bonsoir, pas passer la semaine avant. Bonsoir. Bonsoir. Chef. Merci. Moi. C'est bon? C'est bon? Ils ont demandé. Pardon?
Ah.
c'est comme ça. En côté.
Ah, déjà. Papa, c'est ma pilote. Ah, mon Dieu. Ma pépine a le beau.
C'est 10 minutes. C'est 15 minutes, une heure.
Isolement, hein? Isolement, moko. Il y a la carte de Malibana.
Chef,
Attends, président, c'est pas bien une image. Keba, mon frère. Ouais, parce que ça les a sautés.
Caso, pardon.
On sort comme ça.
Je sors maintenant, je sors maintenant. Avion, avion. Madame.
Pope Francis will meet with young people and catechists at the Martyr Stadium on Thursday, February 2nd, 2023 in Kinshasa. The stadium has hosted numerous concerts and sporting events, in addition to being primarily used for football games. The national team of the Democratic Republic of the Congo, AS Vita Club, and DC Motema Pembe played their home games here. The stadium can hold an audience of 100,000 for national games and 80,000 for international ones. The stadium was renamed Stade des Martyrs de la Pentecôte in 1997 in honor of the four ministers, Évariste Kimba, Jerome Anani, Emmanuel Bamba, and Alexander Mahamba, who were executed on June 2nd, 1966, after being expelled by the former president of the nation, Mobutu Sese Seko. Watch the live broadcast of the Apostolic Journey to the Democratic Republic of Congo and South Sudan on Shalom World, In Pursuit of Peace, January 31st to February 5th. Stay tuned. Expressing his friendship, solidarity, and closeness with the Christians in South Sudan. During this visit, the Holy Father will hold an ecumenical prayer on Saturday, February 4th, and celebrate Holy Mass on Sunday, February 5th, at the John Garang Mausoleum, situated in Juba, the nation's capital. The mausoleum is the final resting place of the Sudan People's Liberation Army's first leader, Dr. John Garang de Mabior. Since 2011, the burial site has served as a focal point for celebrations of South Sudan's liberation fight and Independence Day, which are held on July 9th. This mausoleum is a symbol of all that the government of South Sudan is fighting for and will rank among the top tourist attractions in the future, provided that the country's security situation improves and the government starts taking initiatives to improve the grounds. Watch the live broadcast of the Apostolic Journey to the Democratic Republic of Congo and South Sudan on Shalom World, In Pursuit of Peace, January 31st to February 5th. Stay tuned. Many Christians consider St. John Paul's visit to the Democratic Republic of Congo in 1980 and Zaire in 1985 as pilgrimages of peace. It was historic for the Church of Zaire. The Central African nation, stained with blood for decades due to wars, rapes, killings, and other abuses of human dignity, was chosen symbolically for the Pope's meeting with the people. In addition to promoting peace, during both his visits, he established himself as a strong defender of human rights and religious freedom. Pope John Paul II called for the creation of a new world economic order and a guarantee of workers' rights. The Holy Father believed in speaking on behalf of those who did not have a voice, in this case, the Africans. The Pontiff urged the disciples to the bearers of the Holy Word, firm in the faith, ardent in charity, and courageously overcoming every difficulty and trial, sharing with their brothers and sisters the inexhaustible gift of God. Watch the live broadcast of the Apostolic Journey to the Democratic Republic of the Congo and South Sudan on Shalom World, In Pursuit of Peace, January 31st to February 5th. Stay tuned. Pope Francis, the Archbishop of Canterbury, Justin Welby, and the moderator of the General Assembly of the Church of Scotland, Right Reverend Dr. Ian Greenshields, are on a historic ecumenical peace pilgrimage to South Sudan. The 3 spiritual leaders will stand in solidarity with the people of South Sudan as they face the challenges of devastating flooding, widespread famine, and continued violence. The visit is an unprecedented ecumenical partnership between the 3 spiritual leaders. This shared pilgrimage will reflect the possibilities of peace and the promise of hope. The people of South Sudan have been consistently in the leaders' prayers for many years, making it a significant day as they join together with them in person. During their time in South Sudan, each of the 3 leaders will also have a number of other meetings with the local church and civic groups. The Christian communities of South Sudan have a legacy of a powerful witness to their faith. Together, they have served as a symbol and a tool for the reconciliation that God wishes for the entire nation and for all creation. At a time when peace remains fragile, this visit attempts to build upon and revitalize that legacy. Watch the live broadcast of the Apostolic Journey to the Democratic Republic of the Congo and South Sudan on Shalom World in Pursuit of Peace, January 31st to February 5th. Stay tuned.
The apostolic journey of Pope Francis to South Sudan is the first papal visit to the world's newest country. Due to his failing health, the papal visit that was initially planned for the summer of 2022 had to be delayed. The head of the Roman Catholic Church will pray, meet with internally displaced people, and interact with leaders of South Sudan's philanthropic groups during his visit. Even though South Sudan achieved independence from Sudan in 2011, following years of civil war, the African nation is still ravaged by bloodshed. People continue to suffer as a result of the rising violence across the country. In April 2019, the Holy Father hosted South Sudanese leaders in a 2-day spiritual retreat in the Vatican, urging them to strengthen the African country's faltering peace process. The Holy Father's visit is a follow-up of the same event of 2019 and part of his continuous effort to bring the parties in conflict within the country together for a peaceful reconciliation. Watch the live broadcast of the Apostolic Journey to the Democratic Republic of the Congo and South Sudan on Shalom World in Pursuit of Peace, January 31st to February 5th. The Apostolic Voyage to the Democratic Republic of Congo in 2023 carries a very significant motto: all reconciled in Jesus Christ. Pope Francis has often expressed his closeness to the people of the DRC, victims of violence, health issues, and political instability. The logo features a map of the African country displaying the colors of the flag. On the left side, a blue cross reflects the devotion of the Congolese people to the Virgin Mary, the Madonna of Congo, who carries and supports the prayers of the whole nation to Christ the Redeemer. The 3 persons represented are a symbol of fraternity, men and women, adults and children, united in one collage, expressing this wish for unity that can only be God's gift. The palm expresses victory, rebirth, and immortality, and the message of hope that the Pope's visit offers. Finally, in the center, we see the figure of Pope Francis giving his blessing, a great joy for the nation. Watch the live broadcast of the Apostolic Journey to the Democratic Republic of the Congo and South Sudan on Shalom World in Pursuit of Peace, January 31st to February 5th. Stay tuned. The Holy Father visits one of the youngest countries of the world, South Sudan, with the motto, I pray that all may be one, on the grounds of the internal displacement in the nation. The motto is taken from a chapter generally known as the Farewell Prayer of Jesus in the Gospel of John chapter 17. The logo contains a dove, the outline of the map of South Sudan with the colors of the flag, the cross, and two clasping hands in a firm handshake. The dove is placed above the map's contours, carrying an olive branch to represent the desire for peace. In the center of the map are two shaking hands representing the reconciliation of the various ethnic tribes that make up one nation. On the right is the cross, representing the country's Christian heritage and its history of suffering. Watch the live broadcast of the Apostolic Journey to the Democratic Republic of the Congo and South Sudan on Shalom World. In Pursuit of Peace, January 31st to February 5th. Stay tuned. The Roman Catholic faith first reached sub-Saharan Africa in what is now the Democratic Republic of Congo in the 15th century. Contact with Portuguese explorers in the 15th century led to a Congolese nobleman and followers to Lisbon, the capital of Portugal, where they embraced the faith and returned with priests to evangelize the land in 1491. Even before Columbus reached the Americas. Under the patronage of the Portuguese king, the church was born in this humid equatorial country, with the baptism of its ruler, Nzinga a Nkulu, on May 3, 1491, who took the name of John. It was his queen, Leonor, and later their son, Afonso Mvemba Nzinga, who took great efforts to build churches and schools across the land, and spread the faith by incorporating local elements as well. The church in all its vibrancy as we see it today owes a lot to the efforts of missionaries from Belgium in the 19th and early half of the 20th century. Watch the live broadcast of the Apostolic Journey to the Democratic Republic of the Congo and South Sudan on Shalom World. In Pursuit of Peace, January 31st to February 5th. Stay tuned.
I know some of you think that you're going to be rock stars. I'm a rock star engineer. I'm a rock star professor. I'm a managing director.